Let's do this. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. I love Halloween. I know it's August. Halloween seems ridiculous. I mean, how can I wear this? I am sweating so bad right now. But when I saw Tim Holtz had new Halloween dyes, well, I'll dress up for Tim in August. This card is very involved. It is not for the faint of heart. Lots of things going on. In fact, I'm even using Crackle paste. So much spooky goodness. Stick around. That card project is coming up next. Had to have these. Love these Thinlits. I love the way they cut things out. And so I know it's August, but you know, sometimes when you're feeling the Halloween vibe, and trust me, I feel it year round. So these are the characters today, and I'm going to do something with translucent Crackle paste, and I'm going to use one of my Halloween stencils from Simon Says Stamp to create some background texture, and we're going to have some fun. So let's get started. I've got a piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest in the 110 pound. And I'm going to start here by just using my Oxide sprays to create a pattern and a background. And I've never used these. Like, look how clean. This is a whole new experience for me. So we're gonna give it a whirl. I'm gonna spray. There we go. All right. That. There we go. Oh, I didn't realize it would create sort of that circle. This is all new to me. And purple. Let's get that down here. Okay. The idea is just to create a funky pattern. I have no idea what this is going to end up looking like, but I do want more green. That. And a little more up like that. Now I'm just going to let this dry until I'm ready to layer on some funky bats. Because I don't feel like waiting, I'm just going to use my little heat it tool to sort of facilitate the drying of the oxide. Now as I look at this, I think I want to add a little more orange. So I'm just going to kind of pump that up over there and even down there a little. And even sort of fill in those little hole areas. All right. That is kind of funky and chalky and very un-me, but you know what? We're going to keep going. Next, I'm going to bring in my stencil here, and I think I'll just do, I could do some angled bats. I might actually do that because I am going to be trimming this whole thing down. Now it's a little puffed up, so I don't know how that's going to affect because, you know, there's a bit of warping. I am going to try to hold this as flat as possible because I am not super experienced with this, but we're going to put this on and then we're going to let it dry. In fact, now part of me thinks I should have, you know what? I'm going to grab my pixie spray. I'm going to use this instead because I don't want this to be puffed up. So let's, I may have just wasted a little tape and that's okay. Shake this up a bit and just do a light coat. Was it that way? I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to go like this and press. And now you can see how it stays to the warped paper. And I'll just mask this off right there and mask. But now it's going to stay adhered to the panel. All right, let's take the Crackle paste, open this up, and I'm just going to lay it down. Now this is the translucent paste, which is exactly what I wanted. And I'm not that skilled with it, so wish me luck here because all we're going to do, make sure you're down, is just spread it over and add bats. Oh my gosh, this is very exciting. I'm going to just spread it on, and add bats. I'm trying only to go over each area one time, but I could scrape some of this and bring that in here. That. Okay, a little more. And then we're going to have to let this dry, of course. I'm going to walk away from this project and let it dry, although I could work on my greeting, but I think I'm going to wait until it's dry because I'm not sure how I want to handle my greeting yet. Not sure what color cardstock I want to use, but I do know these bats are going to be pretty cute. Okay, scraping off the excess. And I'm not going to put this back into the pot because it might have picked up some of the color. Pulling it up. Oh, and look at those dimensional bats that are going to dry and crackle. All right, I'm going to go wash this off and we'll continue. Before we get to die cutting, I have to show you this because I am starting to collect Sizzix Thinlits. And I recently purchased, in fact, let me zoom out a little here. I recently purchased this binder for storing my Thinlits. Now I don't have a ton. I have bold text 1, I have bold text 2, and you buy these little, what are they? They're little sticky-sided binder things that you put around your packet. Is just take the backers off. It's almost like I don't know if it's like a score tape or what, but it's very strong adhesive on either side. And then you can put these little packets right into your, I want to make sure I do this right there on the edge with the tape, edge with the tape, and then just fold it in half. And I just give it a good burnish like that. And now it can fit back inside here. You can just pop it right back in here, right? And you're ready to go, neatly storing them together. And then I'll add a label on this too, but until I do, I always just kind of keep the packet in until I have time to do labeling. So, all right, let's pick one out to use for the card. I think I'm gonna use I Put a Spell on You. I love the song version by Screamin' Jay Hawkins years ago when I was being courted by my now 32 years later husband. He put this song on a mix, and I'm pretty sure that's how I knew he liked me. All right, I'm gonna pick some cardstock out and we're gonna start die cutting. I'm gonna get clever here and I'm gonna cut 4 layers. This is gonna be the top layer, and then I thought it would be fun to have the same colors that are in my card as the stack layers. I mean, it's subtle, but I've seen people do this before, so I wanna do it too. I'll run this through. I'll come back here a little bit and go ahead and cut these letters out. Sliding. I should put some grip mat underneath this thing, then I bet it wouldn't slip. I'm going to go ahead and cut all of the pieces out, and then we can begin. I think they just tap out really, oh yeah, real easily. I'll just do, oh well, I guess there's more. I'll get them all out and we'll begin to build up some dimension. I've got all my die cutting here. I put an outline on a piece of press and seal, and I'm going to pop on some music and start filling these in and gluing them together. And honestly, I think I'm just going to use liquid glue. So I'm going to speed up the heck out of this, and then it'll be like magic. So now I'm going to leave this attached here. It's kind of hard to see, but once this comes out of the stack, you'll see those beautiful triadic Halloween colors, right? This is still drying. Now it's changed color, but it has not yet started to crackle. I did put it on there pretty thickly. So for right now, we just have to walk away and let the crackle do its magic. And once that is completely dry and crackling, I'm going to trim this down a little, and then we'll pop our greeting on to finish the card. 2 hours later. Look at the cool texture in the crackle paste. I mean, it just, that is amazing to me. I mean, this is just the funkiest thing ever. So we have our panel. I'm probably going to trim it down. I actually am going to set this aside. And now I'm going to get out some more of the press and seal. Put this here. I don't need this much. So I'm going to cut. And then we're going to burnish this down like this. I want to hold these letters perfectly in place for this panel. So now we flip over. This is getting a little, this is a very in-depth kind of card. This is not something for the faint of heart. But you know, when it's time for Halloween, I never go with the half measures availed. I don't even know what the saying is, but I think you know. So what I'm going to try to do is pick this up and release these. Actually, that's easier than I thought it was going to be. Are they going to stay? Can't guarantee that it'll be perfect, but it will be, I think, enough stick, and I can always reposition as needed. Popping you up like that. Come around. You got to go slow because you don't want to release any of the letters, although I could just reline them back up. Yes? Oh, we're missing one. Okay, so we had a little glue on our Y. That's not a problem because all I have to do here, straighten that out a little, is pop the Y back into place. Make sure that it is lined up with the other letters like that. Watch your kerning and press. We're just gonna take a little off. So it's gonna be 3 3/4. So let's go there. 3 3/4 by 5. And I think I can come up here. Yeah, that'll be good. And that way I preserve all the good purple. All right, so now my panel is trimmed. Got a piece of black cardstock from Simon's Stamp, and this is 11 inches by 4 1/4. So I will score this right at 5 1/2. Fold away from the score line. And let's see here, bring in my Teflon bone folder. So we're going to pop this down just so it has that nice little bit of framing margin space. I'm going to do this just because I can't see very well. So let's go like that. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to see the outline. Press. All right. So that's the basic panel. We're going to add liquid glue to the back of this so we can transfer this onto this panel. And liquid glue is the right choice for this because this is a nubby panel. We pick this up and we're going to place it right in the center. And even though, right, you don't see that funky purple right now in the stack, you will once it's on the side. So I think that looks pretty straight. Where's my T-square? I can't really push that too hard, but I think that's pretty close, right? Look at that. Kind of just wiggle in your ruler. There we go. All right. I think that's going to be good. Press it down and really let that glue adhere. All right. And now all you do is you peel back gently and slowly. The press and seal. Oh gosh, it's not quite sticking. All right, you gotta go. Gotta be careful. I might have done this prematurely, but oh, the tea is gonna have to get re-put in there. I don't think I had enough. I don't think I had enough glue on there. Oh, didn't have enough. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be worth it, I promise. I promise it's all gonna be worth it, even if we have to re-glue some things. Usually this works pretty well, but I think because of the texture, I should have used more glue. So, no worries. Let's see how that looks. Actually, now that it's figured out, right? Now I'll press. Give that a really good press. Maybe this just stuck to it a lot because there's some humidity in the air. But now, when you see the sides, it has, is it going to show up? The same colors in that stack, which is kind of fun, right? It's not, there we go. Oh, I think that's really fun. I actually have two different mixes here from Simon Says Stamp, and I could probably figure out a few purpley looking ones because there's a few smaller. Let's see what we have in there that's more purple. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Let me put some down and we'll see what we think. I think this combination has just enough to add a little shine to it, so it brightens it up a tiny bit. So I'm going to go ahead and add these to the card. You up the right side. There we go. Boop. Nestled right in there. Boop. And this picks up kind of a purple tone to it. Come on now, come on, get up there. Boop. Kind of hard. And then this one kind of picks up the tone from the bats. Down at the bottom. Boop. And that is the finished card project. So we kind of went all in for Halloween because there's no other way to go, in my opinion. I love how this turned out. Look at that. Look at the crackle. I mean, oh my gosh. And then the stacked multicolored letters. I think that is seriously so much fun. So I hope you enjoyed this, even though Halloween is nowhere to be seen just yet. But you know what? Every day is Halloween. I believe it was the band Ministry that once sang that. Anyway, I'm digressing. If you like Halloween, I have a couple more cards linked below, and be sure to check them out. I will see you back here with another card project soon.